If you listen carefully, you can hear the chimes outside clanging together as they are blown by the wind. And you might be able to hear the air conditioning going. And as you're listening, the hearing is actually real. The moment you think about it, now you're dreaming. Now you've moved away from the moment into the mind, away from reality and into dream. And mindfulness is about reclaiming reality from the dream that you find yourself in, being present to what is real and denying that is not real. And the only thing that is not real is what you think. The dream. So in mindfulness, we become aware of what we're doing. We become aware of our hand movements. We become aware of our footfalls if we're walking. We become aware of where our head is tilted or whether it's straight. We become aware of everything that we're doing, and in so doing so we have our awareness on that is real. Having awareness on that is real is meditation. Just wandering around thinking is dreaming, and there's different degrees of dreaming. Late at night, when you're in a deep dream, asleep, well, that's about as unconscious as you can get in a dream, but it's still only a dream. It's not real. And then you wake up in the morning and you know the dream wasn't real. But the moment you project onto something or somebody, you're dreaming again. The moment you start thinking, you're dreaming again. Now, of course, it's not as deep a dream as the one you found yourself in the middle of the night, but it's still a dream. You're giving away reality for something that is not real. And as a result, you're not really living in the now anymore. You're living in your mind, which is always a little behind time, because by the time it comprehends what it's thinking, time has already gone past. And so the mind is always a little behind time. It's always in the past. So people who live in their heads a lot of the time are living in the past, in fact. They're not living in the moment. They're not living in reality. They're existing in a dream rather than living in reality. And so quite often I talk about claiming reality from the dream that you find yourself in. Reclaiming reality. Finding it again and living as it. As you did when you were between about 0 and 2. You didn't dream a great deal, you were pretty present. You play with a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old and you find out how present they really are, and then you compare them with the adults, and you realise how asleep most people are, how dreamy they are, how not present they are. And so part of this journey to freedom, to nirvana if you like, is getting present to that is real. And if we have a practice, it'll happen. If we don't have a practice, we'll stay true to whatever our default patterning is. And if our default patterning is to live in our heads, procrastinate, worry, project, live in the past, in memory, well, that's what we'll continue to do, probably till the day we die. So we develop a practice, we get a practice. First of all, we have a goal, and the goal is to reclaim reality, to get back to present moment. Now we have a goal, we have to have a practice. We have to have a way of getting back to reality. And so mindfulness, becoming aware of whatever you're doing, is one of these ways. Meditation, watching the breath, another way of coming back to reality. It's up to you. Depends what you want. For me it was very important. I really enjoyed reality. I really enjoyed being present. And so I put a lot of effort into being present. It became quite important to me to feel that I was present in my body, what some people call grounded in my body. It's actually nice to be grounded in your body, much nicer than grounded in your mind, which is not real. But it took effort to make that a default pattern. It took practice. The practice of removing awareness from the dream or thoughts and putting awareness on something that was real. Anything would do. I liked watching my breath a lot, but I also liked mindfulness practice. Just being mindful of whatever my hand was doing or my foot was doing or my body was doing, or mindful of how my jaw was moving, because that's all real, you see. And meditation is one of these things that allows you to be present, allows you to have clarity, and allows you to see through your own mind so you can see any obstacles that are in the way of your freedom. Because you get detachment from the dream. You get to sit back and look at it, examine it, take it apart. Get to choose which parts you may support and which parts you won't. See your own agendas, see your own belief systems for what they really are. See the defense systems and how they're in the way of intimacy with other human beings, how they're in the way of the heart. Meditation is the best tool for this. And if you don't have a practice of meditation, if you think somehow there is going to be some magical thing come along and get you present suddenly, that's not been my experience. It is only the practice that makes the difference. And it prepares you for being aware of that doesn't move, that is very silent. Beingness itself, your own true nature. So mindfulness training, or training yourself in mindfulness, I feel is an essential ingredient in high consciousness. For it gives you the clarity to see. It allows you the detachment to examine things in a scientific way rather than an emotional, personal way. So I encourage you all to practice. It's up to you though. Nobody can ever make you do anything you don't want to do. It's totally up to you. You've got to want to. Okay. Thank you for Satsang.